Live. Yes. Hello, beautiful bosses. Hello, hello. Yes, let's talk about commanding any room you are in. Yes. All right. So I want to give a couple people some time. We also live here on Clubhouse. You guys can be able to join in. Please share this if you are watching from Facebook. Share it to your groups. Share it to your friends because we are about to go in. Yes. So we're going to be talking about learn how to command any room you are in. These are three dynamic principles I have used to help transform my look, but also command any room. Yes. All right. So let's start. You ready, moderator?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Awesome. Make sure you are a moderator. There you go. All right, you guys. So you can be able to chime in, like I said, from Facebook. I'm at Tashana Nicole on Facebook. You can be able to submit your questions there, or you can go to our Slack at Pumps and Profit if you want to submit any questions. So, you ready to dive in, Mr. Moderator?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes. So let's talk about learning how to command any room. So before I begin and talk about these three dynamic principles, first I want to tell you a little bit of a story that really allowed for me to transform my look and to be able to command a room. So before I really did not care about my image or how I presented myself, and I'm not even gonna lie, it allowed for me to miss out on a lot of opportunities. Why? Because I did not dress the part. I didn't care about dressing the part. But what I really realized, hindsight, is that I was operating in lack. And I didn't even know it. Like, oblivious, okay? And so it came to the point where I didn't take myself serious and I didn't believe in myself or my abilities. Now, raise your hand, type 100, blink 3 times. But let me know if you've ever been in this place where you felt like you couldn't take yourself seriously and you saw that also impact where other people did not take you seriously. So I want to start out because this is really when this journey happened. When I was undergrad at NC State. Now, I didn't care about how I dressed. And this even like high school as well. I didn't care about how I dressed. I would dress down. I would wear, whatever was comfortable to help me throughout the day. I would go to work, I would go to class, and then I would go home. I was just so focused on just living day to day. Have you ever felt like you are really just living day to day? Speak on that. Let me know if you've ever felt like, life is just passing me by, but I'm making it happen with what I have. So that's where I was. And I did this for the majority of my college life until I realized that it was getting close to graduation. And I had to really come to a place where, okay, I'm about to be out here in this real world. I wasn't going to be in school anymore. And so I had to get serious. And so when I recognized I needed to be in a different space, mentally and physically, that's when I started to see a change. And so I realized that I didn't want to discount myself. I had got to that point, I didn't want to discount myself anymore. I wanted to give myself a chance. Give myself a chance. If you ever felt like it's my time, I need to give myself a chance. And I also, during that time, I realized is that my look was an indication that I did not give myself a chance or that I discounted myself. And so when I discounted myself, I realized, you know what? I can't do that anymore. And so that's really when I started with my look. I started to dress the part, the part that I wanted in my life, the businesswoman I really wanted to be. And so while I was in school, I was wearing suits. I started buying professional clothes. I started wearing high heels to class. And this helped me begin to operate in a different space mentally and physically. And sometimes we don't realize that our look can really affect us mentally and physically. So that's when I became aware of how I look to the outside world. Now, I'm all big. Let me just make this disclaimer. Don't never dress for other people, but understand that first it starts with you. And so, as you know, I said I discounted myself, but took a chance on myself. That was the first step. Catch that. Then I started to become aware of how I look to the outside world, but I also how I viewed myself. Because a lot of times, especially as a woman, we will dress according to how we feel. Am I right or am I right? Right? Put a one if you agree with me. Because when we begin to dress how we feel, we're not operating at our best self sometimes, and so we dress according to that, and that's what I was doing. And so that's when I began to craft my energy based upon my style. And so I wanted more in life. I wanted to do more. I wanted to be more, and I wanted my look to speak my greatness that I was destined to be. I know I wasn't there yet, but I wanted to already be in that physical and mental state of where I was destined to go. So that's actually when I saw the transformation and when I saw the results. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to set a higher standard for myself. And that's when more people not only show me respect, but when I walked into many rooms, I mean, many of rooms, I would get more attention. And I'm not talking about the attention seeker type of attention, but the other people, they wanted to figure out, okay, what is it that she do? What is it about this woman that I just gotta find out more about her? Until this day, I can walk into post office, grocery store, even with a mask on, meetings, virtually or in person, events, and I find individuals gravitate towards me. And so these three dynamic principles are really what I use in order to not only transform my look, but also allow for me to command any room I have walked into. And I want to share these three with you. And so if you're watching this as if you're watching this as a replay, make sure you put hashtag replay. If you are joining us on Clubhouse, definitely be able to chime in with us on Facebook. I want to talk about this before we get into the three principles because I can't wait. But you guys, make sure join Slack if you want to be able to send in your questions also. All right. So are y'all ready? Are you ready to hear these three dynamic principles I use to help transform my look? Are y'all ready? If you're ready, put ready, 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 ready. So, first thing, attitude. So before I even dive into attitude, I want to touch on this subject because me and my partner, we discussed this about attitude and how it can be misconstrued depending on cultural aspects or how one is raised. So I really want to break this down. We're going to take this so that there is nothing left on the table. There is no misconceptions. We're going to bring it back to the dictionary. All right. Now, y'all got to be looking up these dictionary words. It will speak life into you when you actually know the meaning. Okay. So attitude is a manner, disposition, feeling, a position with regard to a person. But here's the big part right here, y'all. Position or posture of the body appropriate to or expressive of an action or emotion. Now, you know how sometimes we can say something, but our body can say something else. That's called body language. And so, all of this, what I realize is that your whole body, your being, is encompassing of your attitude. It's all about how you carry yourself and what you put out here to the world. But more importantly, what attitude do you have towards yourself? You have to be able to frame yourself mentally and physically. So let's go back to the definition. Position or posture of the body appropriate to or expressive of an action or emotion. So, like I said, you can say one thing, but your body, the way you carry yourself, can exude a whole different type of attitude. And so, if we flip this back to your style and how you command a room, let's talk about your attitude. How are you expressing yourself via action and emotion to those that are in the room? Are you bringing joy? Are you bringing light? Are you being giving? Are you being more standoffish, more reserved? All of this is your attitude, your disposition. This is what people realize whether they are speaking or not. It really big is really big on the attitude. And so when you begin to frame yourself mentally and physically, this is going to determine how people treat you. Now, the thing about this, and I want to wrap this into how you look, because this is a big thing. How you look is also going to determine how people treat you. So, the clothes that you put on, this is an expressive action or emotion that you either believe in yourself, the things that you're doing, you is being expressed. And so your clothing has an attitude about itself. It carries your personality. It really does. So when I learned that, okay, my attitude is not only about how I carry myself, but how I look, well, at least not only let me work on myself, but also while I'm working on myself, let me fix the attitude that I am presenting to the world. Do you want the attitude of, I'm going to wear this because I'm just out here free. I'm just no cares in the world. And sometimes you may get like that. But what attitude are you really carrying? Does it show that you're free in being you, or does it show that you just don't care? There's a big difference. And so when I realized, okay, my attitude also reflects in what I wear, let me change the way I look. Not, changing, physical aspects, but let me begin to position the deposition of myself. Let me position myself so that I have the appropriate expressive action that I want you to know who I am through what I wear. So that alone allowed for me to be able to command a room. The second biggest dynamic that I had when it came to transforming my look, but also, just commanding a room or just being able to actually get in the room and be seen in the room or just be involved, which matters, is confidence. Yes, confidence is a big thing, right? Confidence is a big thing. So a lot of us may say we have confidence, but do we really have confidence? Let's talk about that. So, definition: full trust, full trust, belief in the powers, belief in oneself, in one's power or abilities. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I told you guys, remember when I was at NC State, I told you how when I first, before I even, started to transform myself and I was discounting myself, confidence was a big thing, because I didn't fully trust myself. I didn't fully trust my abilities and what I can do and the things that I can carry out. And so, whenever we're making this transition in our businesses, in our life, we find ourselves in this area where we're betting on our confidence, but somehow it gets lost in the imposter syndrome. And so, when we realize that we have to fully trust ourselves, fully trust in our power and our abilities, this can instantly transform your look. You can be wearing the same clothes, but your confidence can make those clothes look different. Your confidence can make your look stand out. Your confidence can give you a brand new walk, a walk that shows that ain't nobody got it like you, because can't nobody out you. So, like I said before, I did not dress the part because I didn't care to dress the part. Why? Because I didn't believe in myself. And so, whenever you're making this transition to a new level, when you want new business opportunities, when you want to present yourself to investors, when you want to stand in front of a room on stage, when you want to host your own meetings, your confidence is what is going to carry you. Your look allows for you to be able to expressively show that confidence. Now, y'all see how that ties into attitude. Expressive of an action or emotion. The emotion, the action of believing in yourself is going to transform your look. So, there will come a point in time where you are going to have to wear your confidence. So okay, let me break this down, because you might be saying, how in the world am I going to wear my confidence? You wear your confidence by the attitude and the things that you do, the position of how you carry yourself. Your look complements that, because you have to realize that your look is going to communicate your message. You're not going to be able to talk to everybody. You're not going to be able to get around and tell everybody your vision or sell everybody on what it is that you're doing. And so your look is going to have to sell that for you. Your look is going to have to communicate your message. Your look is going to have to determine how people treat you. Your look is going to allow people to believe in you because you have the disposition, the position that you have put yourself in to say, I have full confidence in myself. So your look is going to complement your confidence. So if you don't believe in yourself, your look is going to show that. If you feel a certain way about yourself, your look is going to show that. For instance, I had got to a place that personally, for me, okay, not speaking on anybody that loves to wear sneakers and all of that. I love them too, and oftentimes. But for me personally, I knew that wearing sneakers, wearing jeans, t-shirts, hoodies, just like, hey, I gotta go type of look, I didn't really have confidence in myself. I didn't have full trust in myself, because the way that I looked was just like I said, I just gotta go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go type of thing. I wasn't taking the time to invest in myself. But when I realized that, hold up, I got greatness in me. Hold on. I got things that I want to accomplish in life. And the way that I'm dressed is not showing that. I'm not a, I don't want to be, gotta go, strive, not striving, but surviving mode. That for me is what sneakers and jeans and stuff is. It's like survival mode. Like, hey, I'm doing this. Right? So, and that's all in an appropriate context as well, because I still wear sneakers and jeans. Let me just say that. But for the most part, I wear it because I'm handling business. Okay. But back then, for me, I associated wearing sneakers and jeans as just, I gotta go, I gotta handle things. Like, just gotta do things. I wasn't taking the time to realize, okay, there is more that I want to accomplish. The rooms that I want to be in, the things that I want to do. What does that look like to me? Am I confident that this is going to present the best me? I didn't have confidence. I didn't have confidence in my look that, okay, they're going to know without a shadow of a doubt that I not only have confidence in myself, but my abilities. So that's why I had to transform my look. I created a look that will translate my confidence so that whether I can speak or not, you know without a shadow of a doubt that I am on my way to greatness and I'm doing great things. And so you gotta allow your look to communicate that. Because oftentimes, let's be real here. We judge a book by its cover. We will not give people a second thought by the way they look. Come on now, ladies. You know a man can look good from head to ankle, and then we see them shoes and they busted, and we like, oh, child, he ain't even bothered to even clean his shoes. Details. Do he have any confidence in himself? He ain't even bothered to even shine his feet up. So that also translates to us, ladies. We got to understand that our look really does matter, especially when you're doing business, especially. So when I realized that I need to wear my confidence, that's when I was able to transform my look and really have that confidence not only be presented in myself by the things that I do, but also when I was not speaking, when I walked into a room, individuals noticed because I wore my confidence. I wore it in the pieces that I chose, in the way that I walked and carried myself. So before I go to this third dynamic principle on how to help transform your look, but also command any room, I want to give my moderator a chance to step in with his thoughts on, from a basis of the world outside looking in, how can confidence and attitude affect how you present yourself to the world, but also how you dress. Moderator, I'm giving you the floor.
Awesome. That was an amazing presentation, helping to again shape the conversation around how you can command any room just by using your personal style. I wanted to take the opportunity for us to do a brief reset of the room. And because again, that was a lot of great information that that Ms. Tashana Nicole provided for us. So again, just to recap the room, what we're doing today is reset the room. We're speaking on how your look and how you view yourself can make an impact on your life and business. And Tashana, she just shared how she didn't dress the part because she didn't see herself that way. And once she decided to bet on herself and wanted to present a better her to the world using fashion, that was when she saw a shift in the opportunities being presented to her, from facilitating fashion shows and to even becoming a board member, all while being a student at NC State. So, again, what we're going to do now is we're going to continue this conversation, but also too, if there are any individuals, any women here in the audience listening live on Facebook, or those here in Clubhouse, if you are interested in being able to take a good look at what it is about your personal style, getting an audit, if you will, be sure to check the link in Tashana's bio. Her amazing company, Pumps and Profit, is now doing style assessments. And again, I highly encourage every woman to go in and to consider that as we're rounding into 2021. Of course, yes, we're here. Everybody's pretty much at home in quarantine and things of the like. But eventually, we will go back out to the world. Eventually, we will have to present ourselves in a certain way. And even if you are working from home and things of that such a sort, let's try to not to allow ourselves to fall into that. As she was sharing earlier in her conversation about just wearing t-shirts and jeans and kind of just survival mode. Even when you step up on a Zoom or any video conferencing, you should try to put your best foot forward in those scenarios as well. Because as Tashana as she shared with you guys, each and every time that people see you, whether they hear a word out of your mouth or not, they're making assessments or judgments about you as to whether or not they're going to work with you or have a conversation with you or want to be associated with you. So we don't want to do anything that is going to impede potentially our ability to connect and network our way through to success. So with that being stated, now that we've reset the room, Tashana, I'll go ahead and pass it back over to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, I know I gave you a mouthful in about 30 minutes, but it's I want to keep this, I want to say this really quick. Um, it's been so many times that the attitude I had towards myself and the confidence I had to myself, whether it was good or bad, affected how I dressed, but also how I carried myself. And I had to really realize that I can't I can't allow for any disbelief in myself or my abilities. I cannot allow myself to have a position or posture that could affect the things that I want to do in life. So I don't want anyone to feel like their look is horrendous. Sometimes it may be. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I've had horrendous looks. I'm not gonna lie. But it's about the attitude that you carry with yourself. And that's the biggest thing that in Pumps and Profit we touch on. Like, it starts mentally. Like, if you're not able to mentally make that shift, then you will never see yourself or the clothes that you're wearing in a different light. I hope she don't mind, but I'm about to bring her testimony in because she made a really big impact because we worked on just mindset and just how she saw herself. Jacqueline Carr, the CEO of Girls Inspiring Girls around the world. We talked about mindset because that was the biggest thing, the attitude and the confidence she had in herself. And we simply took the clothes in her closet and she was able to see those clothes in a different way. To this day, she still banks on the principles of attitude, confidence in herself that allows for her to create looks that allow for her to be the CEO woman that she is, to be able to touch women internationally and feel confident in how she dress and present herself. So it's really imperative that as a businesswoman, or even whether you are a business owner or in a profession, to understand that your confidence and the attitude makes a big impact. And I know being in the professional settings, there's a what I like to say is a uniform that you have to wear. So when I worked in the financial industry, there's a uniform, this overall industry uniform that is known for you to wear, to be taken seriously, to build that trust. It's a reason why that they have these things in place. It's because they want you to position yourself and to have the posture that you are expressing full confidence in yourself and in your abilities. So now we are in changing times, as Travis said. We're in changing times where right now we're presenting ourselves virtually, right? And we're going to get to that third point, connection, because that's a big one. But I want to touch on this virtual right now, because you may be saying, okay, I'm meeting people virtually. How can I really have the confidence and the attitude exude through the camera? So first, it really does start with what you wear. And I just want to talk about this because I guess, as you know, Pumps and Profit ambassador and CEO, I really want to touch on this because there's a lot of people out here, and we're going to talk about this also on another clubhouse, definitely. But there's a lot of individuals out here only dressing halfway. You're dressing from the waist up, and they're like, this is all I need. Sometimes that ain't all you need. You need to dress from head to toe in something that makes you feel comfortable. Is that a polo? Is that you showing up in a dress? Is that you putting on makeup? Is that, okay, hello, you got to show up. You have to show up, because this affects your confidence. If you're not if you're half showing up and saying, oh, I'm comfortable down here, but I'm showing up here, then already know that you are carrying a different attitude of what you think you are carrying. You're not carrying the confidence that you really have, everything that you need. Why? Because you're not coming dressed to show up. You're coming dressed to do the part, to live day to day. And so, yes, I get it. Sometimes you just want to dress from the waist up. I get it. But just know that that will affect your confidence, your attitude. So when I go into a meeting, whether it's person or virtually, I dress the part. Because at the end of the day, I want you to know I have full confidence in myself. I want this part. I want this partnership. I want this opportunity. And so that means if I have to put on some heels, if that means me coming fully dressed, if that means me putting on makeup and showing up, that is my confidence. So wear that confidence and be proud of it. But don't think that half-assing, excuse my language, but I have to say it, is enough. It is not. Especially when it affects your confidence, especially when it does not speak fully of the look and the demeanor that you want to communicate. So I want to say that because it ties big into the next part, which is connection. Because if you're not showing up, then trust and believe that person is going to halfway show up for you too. So come through and come all the way through. virtually or in person. It really does matter. It really does. So let's move to our third dynamic principle. Before I go into this definition about connections, I want you to understand that individuals gravitate towards you. The people that you associate yourself with, the things that you do, can also develop or create an association of who you are. All right, let me just put that out there. So whenever you are looking to make a connection, just know that this is an association that you are allowing to be, this is an association that you're allowing to be associated with your confidence, your attitude, your look, the way you carry yourself, and everything of who you are. So watch your connections. All right. So this is why I said that. This is the definition of connection. It's the association, relationship, or the association with or development of something observed, imagined, or discussed. So remember when I said people judge a book by its cover. This is something that is observed. And then when we look at someone, we are now imagining the possibilities with this person, who this person is. And so now we're having a dialogue, whether that's with another person or ourselves. We're now discussing, how should we treat this person? How should I approach this person? All because of a connection. And so this connection between the way that you want to be presented and the way that you look is the connection that an individual is going to develop, see, and determine how they are going to treat you. That is what your look does. Your look is your connection, is your relationship to your vision, how you carry yourself, your business, and everything about you. So, let's talk about, first of all, your look. Let's talk about that first, okay? So there's a couple of things here I want to talk about connection. We're going to talk about your look, how can that affect or impede, but also I want to talk about the connections that you have with individuals, okay? So the connection for your look, let's talk about that. Your connection is going to determine your conversations. So I want to give you guys like a little short story here, okay? Because this is a connection of what happened. And I've told this story before, but I see this now in a different light. So the attitude I had towards myself was directly connected to how I carried myself, but also how I looked, right? So when I walked into this networking event, I'm telling you, I was just there to be there. My attitude was just that. So the way that I carried myself was not of a leader. it was, and the way that I looked was not of a leader. I literally just threw a look together because I just knew I just had to go do this event. It wasn't something that I was putting my confidence in and saying, you know what, I'm going to do this and that with my end in mind. I didn't have an end in mind. I was just like, you know, I'm just going to go. So you can already see my attitude, my disposition was not there. And so that connection with how I looked determined the conversations that I was having. And so I began to connect with people, and they did not see my greatness. What they saw was somebody trying. You know, like poor little tink tink. That type of trying. Like, oh. And I was like, wait, no, this is not of me. While I was at the event, I was like, hold up. No, this isn't me. Oh no, this is not me. This is the connection, literally, because I connected my look to my attitude. This is what type of conversations I was having. Ones of, oh, really? Oh, that's good. Pat on the back. But nothing serious. So when you realize that the way you look is connected to the individuals that you will not only connect to, but the conversations that you have, you're going to change the way you look. Why? Because there are certain conversations that you want to have, and there's certain looks that you want to wear in order to have those type of conversations and to be taken seriously. So I want you to realize, like, your look really does matter because it determines the connections in the conversations that you have. So also, what ties into your look is how you present yourself, which can impede or impact your future and your goals. So the way that I determine the way I look is, like I said, I base it on my greatness. I dress my women according to their greatness, the things that they are striving for. I dress your next level because that's where you're headed. That's what you want people to see. And so when you're dressing for that next level, that brings me to my next point. It begins to tie you into those associations and those relationships that you want, that you have observed, that you have imagined, that you have discussed. And so when you are already dressing the part, you understand, like, I am ready. And so your conversations are going to begin to change because you are presenting that you are ready. So whenever you are thinking about your connections, being connected to your vision and operating in that mentally and physically is going to reflect what you will be able to accomplish. So like I told you the story where I wasn't dressing my greatness. I was just dressing to be dressed. I was not reflecting what I wanted to accomplish. But I had to make a mental change and said, okay, I need to understand that I may not be physically dressed where I need to be, but I'm about to carry and wear my confidence in the clothes that I have because I am a direct reflection of what I want to accomplish. And that was the day I made a connection to be able to do a full brand photo shoot for a hairstyling company to help out with, to be the brander on that photo shoot, which led to me being able to go to Fashion Week. So do you see how the way you carry yourself and the clothes that you wear, it does matter? Now, I was dressed professionally. Like I told you before, I knew that I needed to wear suits, and I wanted to wear this because I knew that this would affect my confidence. But I didn't have the attitude of confidence. But I was dressed somewhat the part already. So all I had to do was make a mental change because I knew, okay, I'm dressed the part. Now it's time for me to make those connections and those associations so that when someone sees me, they can see the greatness. But if I was never looking the part to begin with, I would have never had those conversations. Why? Because I wouldn't have been taken seriously. So that's why it really matters how you look. So understand that you attract who you are. And if you attract who you are, you got to understand that before you speak to anyone, when you walk into a room, when you turn on that camera, you have to know that your look will speak for you. So if I just stood here, if you're watching here, if I just was here and I took a picture like this, you can see my confidence. You can see it in my posture. You can see that I took the time to put all the things in me to be confident and to wear that. But also the look, the clothes that I'm wearing also allows for me to make the connection to let you know, yes, I'm serious about what I do. I'm serious about my craft. I'm serious about my future. I'm serious about accomplishing what I need to accomplish. All from the way I look. So when you see me on camera, whether I'm talking or not, you're going to say, oh, I like that dress she has on. I wonder what she does. She look like she got something she does with like fashion or something. That's nice. Oh, I love that brooch. I love that that silk blouse she has on. Ooh, that speaks money. But these are the conversations that people are having in their mind by just the way you look. So you got to understand you're going to attract who you are. And so if you want to attract the money, not only do you want to build that trust from the way that you look, because they're going to send, they're going to connect you to their partnerships. They're going to open up their network to you. You got to understand the way you look is going to carry you. It's going to speak for you. So even if you only said a couple of words, the way you look has already sent the message out. And they're going to say, oh, I like her. Oh, she carries her confidence. Oh, I love what she has on. So if you want to attract a different caliber of person, a different caliber of group of individuals, you want to be presenting with your look that tells them, that allows them to observe, allows them to see that you are a different caliber of a person. That's why when I walk into a post office, individuals say, okay, what? Girl, you came in here stepping. What is it that you do? When I walk into a grocery store, even with sneakers on, I walk with a confidence like no other because I'm still dressed to the nine. Because I chose those pieces that communicate my connection to a greater purpose. So you may see me in some sneakers. You may see me in some jeans, but best believe these jeans, these sneakers, they all have a purpose behind them. I'm not just wearing them just to wear them. There's a purpose. Because I know that my look is a direct reflection of the connections. It's a direct reflection of how I carry myself. All of this is connected to you. And so if someone gives you an opportunity to be in front of someone, if someone gives you the opportunity for this connection, they're going to want you to show up. Not only in your ability, in your power, and in your confidence, but also how you present yourself. So that's why it matters. That's why you have to dress your greatness, which is why it is very imperative that whenever I am doing my style discovery assessments and I'm really talking to the woman, I find out, what is your lifestyle? What is your personality? What are these things that make you who you are? And I dress that woman. I don't dress the woman that may still be dealing with, okay, I'm not fully there. I don't have full trust in myself. No, you have trust in yourself, your confidence. And sometimes it takes you dressing better to really be confident in yourself, in order to have that confidence. Because one of the things that I noticed, when you decide to step out and dress better and present yourself better, it helps with your confidence. And then your confidence allows for you to see your pieces of clothing differently. And so it's a never ending cycle. And so sometimes, yes, it takes you changing the little things like your look, how you dress, the shoes that you wear, the clothes that you pick out, the fabric that you choose. All of that helps with your confidence. It does. But it also takes you having full trust in yourself as well. And so I want you ladies to realize that when it comes to transforming your look, it's a big part in helping you have the confidence that you need to express the attitude that you want the world to see, but also helping you make the connections that you want. Now, I do want to talk about a time where my disposition on how I looked at NC State, right? Remember I said when I was at NC State, I didn't care how I dressed. I just got dressed. Like, it was what it was, okay? There was this time where this is how I got to facilitate the fashion show, okay? Here I am. I'm just, before I was just there, just there. Then I said, I'm going to change my look. So when I changed my look, and I said, I got to have more confidence in myself. So while I was working on my confidence, catch that, I decided to go ahead and transform my look, because I knew that, okay, I'm working on myself, but this is a place I want to be at. And I'm going to dress for that place I want to be at, right? So I began to dress that woman that I saw, that marketer, that brander, that entrepreneur, that woman that wanted to step out and seize the world, that woman that wanted to have full confidence in her abilities and what she did. And I began to dress that way. And I began to see that affected my confidence. It impacted my goals. It impacted how people saw me. And I got approached by a woman that did fashion shows. She was actually a reminder. All right. She was a reminder that she was not a reminder, excuse me. She was a fashion model. Okay. She was a fashion model. And she said, "Oh my God, I love what you have on." So I attracted her by just what I had on, which opened the conversation. Okay. So here I am. I'm like, "Oh, me? Who, me?" "Yes, you." She said, "I would love your help with this fashion show that we're having." Of course. Now, at that time, hey, I had to have confidence in myself. I said, you know what? I will help. So I was able to use my look in order to get a connection. I wasn't asking for it, it came to me. Why? Because the way that I look. And so I want you to know and remember that how you look and how you view yourself can make an impact on your life and your business. And so I really want to invite you, ladies, to take the time to book your own style discovery assessment. I'm going to include a link here for you to be able to do that. If you are on Clubhouse, make sure you go to my Instagram, and you can either hit the book now button, or you can select the bit.ly link, which is style discovery assessment, and it's going to allow for you to begin to take the dive into discovering your style that's going to allow for you to have the confidence. And I want you guys to understand that this style discovery assessment is built upon you making the decision to bet on yourself and allow for you to present a better you to the world using your fashion. So I appreciate your time. We are at the top of the hour. I want you all to know that your style does matter and how you present yourself to the world does matter. Travis, my trusted moderator, any few couple of words before we close out.
No, there's nothing else that I can do to add to that. And if I was to say something to for all the ladies that are considering, heck, if I was a lady, I would be going to take a look at that style discovery assessment. Because of course, I hope you guys recognize you're not only just getting a style assessment with Tashana Nicole. She's pouring a lot more into you than just style. It's about her experience, and she's helping to literally transfer her experience and confidence in you until you become that confident person if you aren't already her. Or if you are her, this is definitely going to aid you in becoming an even better version of her. So that's what I'll say. Again, this was a great session, Tashana, and I appreciate you for allowing me to moderate your room.
Yes, I appreciate you for moderating. And don't forget, beautiful bosses, make sure you slay every day with style. I'll see y'all next time.